Little louder. Come on. Vanakkam. Thank you. That's from Chennai. And Namaskar is from Mumbai. Now, between both of them and between all of you all, we've got lunch coming in. And Macau gave us some lovely presentation of some deadly food which is there in store for us for the next coming Asia Congress. So I think let's be prepared for the food there as well as the food in Macau. Now, we'll make it as quick as possible. I'll just do a quick introduction of what they're going to speak about. We've had all sort of problems in our hospitality industry. We've got digitalization coming in. And the biggest challenge for everybody is challenges. But what do we take it and what do we answer about it is very simple. You've got 10 fingers for yourself. You've got 9 negatives. You've got 1 positive. And that 1 positive is taken care of by Dr. Suborno Bose. And the next 1 finger, that is the 1 positive, is going to be taken over by Mr. Sanjay. Mr. Sanjay is going to talk about what AI is going to help us with. And Dr. Suborno Bose, it's my apologies for that. It's Mr. Siddharth, yeah. My apologies. And Dr. Suborno Bose is going to talk about what the future is for hospitality. So I won't ask you any questions, Doctor. It is for you to tell us what's in store for us for the forthcoming years.
It's always difficult to come to a panel after the stalwarts, Shubhashji and Zaid. But hopefully we'll keep you a little more entertained. And I think this is one of the burning challenges for the last 75 years. It's not a new challenge that talent are in short supply. People want to still become doctors and not in travel, tourism, hospitality. I'm myself a chartered accountant by education, but a hospitality educator by profession for 35 years now. So we're looking at a situation in India specifically where there is a huge growth post-COVID, especially I'll say. I mean the entire industry, hospitality, tourism, travel, aviation, and we don't have so many good people to support us. Of course, I don't think anybody has got a particular solution to it, but we at IHM have developed a lot of initiatives which is going to give some kind of solutions. One of the things, of course, I had this gentleman is going to talk about AI. I thought I will. No, I know. So AI, yes, AI, because to a lot of people sitting here, AI is possibly artificial intelligence. To me and my colleagues, AI is advanced intelligence. And advanced intelligence also equals to actual interaction, AI, actual interaction. So when you marry technology with the humanity, the human factor in hospitality and travel trade, you get the real AI. So AI is not something that is robotic. AI is not something that is artificial. AI is something that helps us to create even better guest experience. AI is something that propels us to be more productive. Now, I just like to tell you that a lot of people feels that AI is a transformation from, let's say, 10 to 15. For example, if our score is now 10, with the use of AI, I'll do a little better job. I'll get my chat GPT to write my emails. I'll get some other AI apps to do some work. I'll get some more time. Suddenly, I'll write English like Shakespeare does. But that is the biggest folly. Ladies and gentlemen, AI is not something that will make a marginal difference in our life. No. AI is a whole new thing in the planet. Let's understand this. It's a whole new phenomena in the planet. It's not from 10 to 15 or 10 to 18 or 10 to 20. It's 100. It's 100. It starts with a new initiative, a new thinking, a new mindset, a new way of doing business, a new way of education, and possibly living in a new planet. And sooner we understand it, better it for all of us. Whether it's hospitality, whether it's travel, tourism, whether it's about medicine, whether it's about law, or whether it's about just living the life as a human being. AI is transformational. It is not a difference between what we are today to little marginal satisfaction or little marginal productivity increase. No. Because right now what we are doing is possibly just scratching the surface. AI is a whole transformational world that we will all live in. And so that itself is one of the solutions that we come out when we teach our students about performing better, much better, at a different level by using AI, by adopting AI, by embracing AI, but at the same time, being superhuman.
Doctor, the short story is that you're trying to say that AI is going to help you in terms of educating the students. That's the future, what you're trying to say.
AI will help us to live a life. Let's not just get into education. AI will change the way we live life. Education is a part of it. Without education, we can't live. And as I said, I mean, today in the morning, I'll give you a small example, which possibly will be explaining. Today morning, I was having a breakfast in Fairmont, Mumbai. I stayed there for the night, and I got a lovely masala omelette. Me and my friend Ernest Emmanuel from Hyderabad. There's nothing wrong in the omelette. So I just got into my AI and I asked Gordon Ramsay. Yes, you heard it right, Gordon Ramsay. I didn't call Gordon Ramsay. I have cloned Gordon Ramsay in my app in my mobile. So I asked Gordon, took a picture, and asked Gordon, how is the omelette? Well, Gordon in his own way, I'm not going to say the words, obviously, you can understand how Gordon Ramsay speaks. But he says, it looks more like a rugby ball. What is the finesse? What is the love? What is that French fold? You had put a couple of asparagus just like you are just put outside from a market, thrown it in the plate. Let me replate it. It took exactly 65 seconds for Gordon Ramsay, I'm not talking of anyone less, to redo the omelette. I sent it to my friend, general manager, my very dear friend Rajiv. And Rajiv said, Suborno, this is amazing. I said, yes. So today, Gordon Ramsay will teach you. Education will go to that kind of transformation. Today, I'm doing an Indian food. Chef Sanjeev Kapoor will teach you. Not just a faculty member or here or there, with due respect. So it is transformational. It is not a change from 10 to 12. It's a new world. New world in the morning. You heard that song. It's a new world.
That's some insight, Doctor. That's really some insight. Before I come to you, Siddharth, I think Doctor has given us a little bit of clue of what it is. But I'd like to just give you a clue before Siddharth starts on it. Every instrument you're holding in your hand, the most convenient, the phone, what you're having, is all helping you in doing things. And that's what Siddharth is going to talk about. Siddharth, all of yours.
Great. Firstly, Skål, thanks for the invitation. You know, artificial intelligence is going to be the greatest gift that your industry can actually adopt. You're currently at 5% of India's GDP. You have the number of millions who are actually employed, very significant. But let's break it down a little bit. What is AI? And what are the categories of AI? Because today we speak of it as a sort of amoebas sort of amorphous concept, but let's break it down. We're currently at the stone age level of AI. And therefore, the AI that we should be talking about today first is what we call narrow AI. Narrow AI only does what it is programmed to do. That is the generation we're living in currently. The next generation is what we call artificial general intelligence. That level is what is human-like. Today, there is not one AGI service that actually exists as of date, which is considered in the world to be a full-fledged AGI. And then we've got the ASI, which is the artificial superintelligence. That's the one that we see in movies and the rest, and sort of ones that will take over the world and decide whether humans, to avoid cancer in the world, you can just delete humans instead of actually solving. That's much more in the future. So I think if we actually break it up into items that we can digest, we would be able to maximize the benefits of it for this industry specifically. And let me explain that a little more. Today, hospitality is more a reactive service than it is anticipatory hospitality. Today, we still wait, for example, for someone to make a call. Someone has to physically walk into a hotel, pick up a key card, somehow magically the same level of treatment, but presumably just by stereotypes, someone at a counter is supposed to take a decision how to treat that person. That person has to go up, use the key card, has to turn on the bath, has to turn on the lights, has to actually figure out what they're going to do when they come to that hospitality venue. They have to decide what they're going to select from that menu. They have to figure out, is the pricing appropriate and do I need to compare it to 10 others? There's a lot of burden put onto the actual consumer. Now, that actually presents a very significant opportunity. Two chains, particularly Marriott and Hilton, have started using this differently. And what is that? Today, what we want to do is hyper-personalization, but at a mass scale, and we want to do it simultaneously. That means, for example, in one property, 400 guests should be able to walk in. They should feel that they've got personalized service, something that actually draws them or suggests that you know them a little more than you do today. And you've got to give them a service which is customized in a way in which they feel, we got it right. Now, whatever the reason is that they're coming to you for, they want to spend money with you. Studies already show today that about 50 to 75% of the hospitality industry misses publicly available preferences of a customer in deciding how to treat them, what to offer them, when and at what price. This is with already available data. You don't even need AI for this as yet. And we're still lagging behind on that. So if you were to take narrow AI and implement that, some hotels, for example, Hilton's done that with their revenue, with optimization, where today, it's sort of experimental technology has already moved to being an operational necessity. Today, revenue management, for example, for the hoteling industry, how do you decide pricing? Is it only competitor pricing and the season? Do you actually draw in what a local festival is and decide what the impact of the weather with that is simultaneously on a certain population from a certain geography and an age group, and therefore you focus your digital spend towards those individuals at that time when they're going to make the decisions, for example, to buy? Those are things that can help today itself. And I think what we want to do is move to a point where AI becomes invisible. So it's going to become invisible intelligence as opposed to what it is visible today. Today, a website has a chatbot, but I still need to make a phone call if I need something specific. I need to ask the attendant to do something. My check-in might be separate. It's fragmented completely. The idea is to make
so that I'll just interrupt in between.
Please.
Now, that's all interesting subjects. Even I had a little glimpse from Doctor also. One thing I'd like to understand from you, you're from the law firm, correct? And what really, in terms of legal matters, does AI help you in terms of your, your role with the airline industry? So what does that help you out in?
Many things. What we're doing is we're moving to sort of predictive technology. So what's happening today is, let's take the airline industry for one. You already have available the patterns of travel of individuals. You have the willingness of their ability to spend. The duration before booking suggests how likely are they to book versus not. That data is now being aggregated, and that is being looked at commercially to provide targeted solutions to the extent that you may soon start seeing a loyalty program is different for him than it is for me from the same airline. It's already moving to that stage, but today we are at the aggregation of data stage, where you're taking different silos of information and actually making them talk. So for example, even in the hoteling industry, if you had the property management service, which talked to the revenue management service, services, which talked about customer retention and relationship services, if all of these started talking to each other, you'd see the impact immediately. That's similar to what's happening in the aviation world. And in the legal world, I mean, just so you know, we've already implemented this at law firms. We've already put in where people who would start from the first year to the fourth year, we're actually getting their work compared with AI. But the idea is not the choice of AI versus human. You have to use AI to amplify what a human does. And that's true across any industry. So the understanding, whether it's the maturity, the emotional intelligence, the strategic decision-making of when to do what, is still human. But the data collection and the analysis, which would be our normal inputs, don't need to be done mechanically by someone like that. So we're all expecting that hiring in the hospitality, aviation, even the legal world, is going to be for the higher skilled people. You're going to start seeing very soon those who are actually oddly enough culturally aware, who are good communicators, those who can evaluate what the experience can be for a person, are going to be significantly more in demand than sort of the droves that are hired to start with. Those are what we're seeing.
That's some insight. Doctor, I think you would have already redesigned your education levels to the students and for the teachers and all that. Like, what is in store, what you're going to take for the future in regards to hospitality? I mean, is the teaching going to be changed? Is the presentation going to be changed? Or is it that you're going to give them the inputs, what really is required for the future?
Yep, so a couple of things. I mean, absolutely great, Siddharth, I mean, what you said. The education of today's has to be in sync with the industry of today. For example, if somebody wants to be kind of a cricketer today, he wants to be in an IPL bench by 17 years old. If you are not sitting in a bench of an IPL team when you are 17, then forget about representing India. So the goalposts have changed a lot. Same here in industry. We have launched post-COVID a lot of one-year program. Obviously, our bread and butter 3-year program, 4-year programs were there, and we are getting fantastic response. Because even the industry wants people who are quick, T20, yep, 1-year program, give them the inputs, less theoretical, a lot of practicals, internship, and we actually have signed up with many hotel chains who are pre-booking them at the time of admission, which is kind of unheard of. So if somebody takes admission today, he gets a job letter from, let's say, Accor or Marriott now, before even he starts classes. It's like they are booked over some Zoom interview. So he starts the day one with a job. Huge confidence. And what he was talking about, hyper-personalization or hyper-customization. So we teach those 20 students that Accor have recruited, we teach them Accor ready, right? We teach them the SOP of Accor instead of teaching them whole world of blanket thing. And those who have been recruited by, let's say, other chain, we teach them that particular chain's philosophy, menu card, etc., etc. So things have become even hyper-personalization at that level as well. Similarly, from the point of guest satisfaction, he was talking about a lot of projects which we do. So right now, we are doing 2 projects in our GPT. By the way, you would be very happy to know that the first ever hospitality education GPT was launched by IHM, not by Silicon Valley. And it was launched by the Tourism Minister of India. And we are very proud of it. It's called Namaste. Namaste, just I have put an intelligent idea to make it Namaste. And we are, and all of us, yeah, isn't it nice? Yeah. So all our students use that GPT, which is an LLM actually, and other allied GPT to study, which makes the studying time much less, come to point, practical, and that's it. 2 of the projects, like the whole gamut of the India's top travel tourism people are sitting here, and we have been fighting with problems, and now we're going to sort out a problem. And this is a problem because related to education. I can select a seat in an aircraft. My favorite is 1D, for some reason. Possibly I can see the air hostess better. I can't still book a room in a hotel, can I? If I want a room on that 24th floor poolside facing room, can I book it? No. Answer is no. Wait for 6 months, we'll do it. AI is working. I'm working with some partners, and we would be able to give the solution to the industry where you, I, all can book a room I want for a premium.
Big hand for that. A big hand for that. Lovely. So before, I think, each of you all give your finishing statements, I would just like to say one thing between both of them is that you choose the right thing, and that takes you to the right place, and the right decisions are taken after that. Right, Siddharth? Can you just sum it up?
Absolutely. I think let's sum it up by fast forwarding, maybe perhaps 15 years or 20 years. Let's take a situation, we're at an event, and for some reason, we're booking a trip. Indigo is a sponsor, I think. So I want to go to the museum sector on the moon. And I want this trip to be seamless, and I want to know how I can participate both as in the hospitality industry and using AI. Let's say I book this trip, Sector 51, on the lunar surface, South Sea, the museum quarter, and I want to go there. It's going to be something where I'm going to have perhaps contact lenses, which is what's already replacing Google Glasses, the equivalent of that, what we're seeing headsets physically. The technology is already coming to put it into your lens to give you the total visual immersion on this. What's going to happen is also that allows it to project. So I can have a personal assistant who's physically I can see, but that's holographic. So I make this booking, and I want to go to, let's say, the Radisson room number 828. By the way, the Radisson already allows you to select what your favorite room is, but you cannot book it yet. So it's already started that, and they're doing quite well with that. And so I actually leave from here, and seamlessly, I have an Uber copter that picks me up holographically. I'm already being directed, walk right, second door. It takes me that way to the airport. I get to the Indigo shuttle, which takes me to the moon. I'm seamlessly transported to a hotel room. I don't need to check in. I automatically just walk in because I'm guided straight through that. I have, in the meanwhile, a visual immersion of everything I'm going to see. But you know what? The premium that people are going to pay, and this is what every study shows, is to see the real thing living with you physically there without technology as well.
Perfectly said. Absolutely.
So what's going to happen is what you have access to today, which is underdeveloped, is going to be what is going to be at a super premium pricing. And that is the benefit you'll enjoy from today itself. AI can give me a depiction of it. It's not going to give me that feel as yet, at least for the next 10 years or 15 years at least.
Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, a big hand to both of them, please. Dr. Suborno Bose and Mr. Siddharth. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
for
you.
these lovely insights. And as we say, problems come, but you sort it out as easy as possible with your thinking. And that's your AI which works out. Thank you.